Makes Megos Impossible because my name is Taffrey16, and this is a video in which I'm going to be responding to some comments, specifically the comments from my 3 videos I did reacting to British commercials. The last day has been crazy. Like, I am now at over 1,100 subscribers, and 24 hours ago I was at 985. Shit just kind of blew up. And I gained 110 subscribers just yesterday. And to put that perspective for you, I had never gained more than 70 subscribers in a month. So obviously that's a pretty big deal for me, and I appreciate it. The commercial videos have hit tags or hit recommendation boxes, because all of a sudden they're being very widely viewed, especially the second one. But they're all being very widely viewed. I think actually the second one especially, I think actually if you put the views together from the first one and the third one, the second one still has more than those two combined. And the first video and the third video both had a fair amount of likes, not really much dislikes, but a fair amount of likes and a fair amount of comments. The second video, though, the one that is most viewed, was a lot more diverse in terms of likes and dislikes, and in terms of large discussion and the comments. So I just wanted to combine between those 3 videos, respond to some things and some wide topic of discussions. We're not going to be talking about too many things. I'm not going to really be reading individual comments. It's just going to be more of me lumping together most of what were the wide discussions and the, what a bunch of people commented, basically. The things that a bunch of people commented. So the first one, I want to state right now, is 100% my fault. This is completely on me, and I apologize because this pissed some people off. Was during the second video, in a clip near the beginning, near the 3-minute mark, I accidentally mistook a tea commercial for juice. And if you haven't seen the video and you're British, I'm sure you're already groaning because you know that I fucked up, and I did. That was a mistake on my part, and to give an excuse, and I know this is a lame excuse, but it's true, I was not paying attention. To be perfectly honest, I was not paying attention during that commercial because I was adjusting my webcam. The way my webcam looks, I'm sure you've seen, if you've seen the reaction videos, it looks like I'm kind of like coming out of the bottom of the screen, but I noticed that there was a line underneath the webcam, so the webcam wasn't perfectly morphed to the bottom of the screen. Like, you could still see video under the webcam, and that was annoying me. So I was fixing that, which is why I was looking to the left, because my second monitor's right here, and I have OBS on my second monitor, which is why I occasionally, if you ever see during the reaction video, I look over here, I'm looking at my second monitor, but that also doesn't mean that doesn't necessarily mean I'm not looking at the video, because I can still see the video on that monitor. I just want to make sure everything's recording and running properly. But while I was doing that, obviously I wasn't paying attention, and to expose my own editing here, as you can see for this clip, there was a cut. Now, you might not be able to see it the first time, because with the video I was able to do it very seamlessly, but if you watch it again, and you watch my webcam, you can clearly see that there was a cut, and that was because I wasn't paying attention again, so I just rewinded the commercial like 4 seconds or whatever, and then I had completely forgotten what the commercial was for because I wasn't paying attention. And I just saw that they were drinking I forget if it was like an orange liquid or something. Was it green? I don't remember. But the first thing that popped in my mind was, oh, it must be juice. And obviously that was a mistake. And I apologize for that. So next up, and this is a pretty cool one that a lot of people told me, apparently the bread commercial, which was at the beginning of, I believe, the second commercials video as well, was actually directed by Alien director Ridley Scott. That's personally really cool for me. I love Ridley Scott's movies. He's made some of the best films of all time, to be honest, and that's really cool to see. I could tell it was a pretty old one. I wonder how early in his career he was when he directed that. I'd like to imagine that it was before he did any of the big movies, and it was kind of just a thing to get his start as a director. But the fact that it's like wow, Ridley Scott produced that commercial, that's pretty damn cool. Another topic that came up, and I believe this is from the commercial that was directly after that, was the commercial in which they were shooting paint for all the apartment buildings and all that. I had thought, just because the way it maybe looked, that it was CGI. However, you guys corrected me and told me that apparently it was completely real. There was no CGI there. It was real paint. And I gotta say that I've said this in a video, but that looked just super, super fun to film. And I'm sure they tore the apartments down after that, but that just looked super fun to film and super fun to be a part of. And the fact that it's not CGI just makes it better because it was all real and it was all real fun. A lot of you guys also left a lot of links and suggestions for stuff I should react to in the future, and I appreciate that because I'm always looking for new stuff to react to. Obviously, Rob is going to make some more stuff. We'll talk about that in a bit. And I'm also looking to expand a little bit. Like, I might expand past just British stuff. So if any of you feel the need or are, you know, the want to link me something that's not necessarily British but from something else, I completely welcome that because I would love to see it. One thing that was suggested a couple times was British Christmas commercials, and I have actually talked with Rob about that, and he said that he would prefer to do that around Christmas time, which, you know, makes sense to me. So that will be a video that does come down the line, and I guess I'll try to respect the commercials this time, but we're about to get to that in a second. Now, before I get into this part of the video, I just want to stress that not all the comments were negative, that I didn't just get barraged with... Barraged? That's not a word, is it? That's not a word. Barraged, is it? No. Bombarded? That's better. Bombarded with, a bunch of negative comments. Like, as you can see, there was a good amount of dislikes on the second video, but there was a lot more likes. So for the most part, it was positive, and I did get a very strong amount of positive comments and positive feedback, and just people interacting with the video and you know, different parts of the video and creating discussion about it. And that's really what I wanted, because these reactions, trust me when I say, they are for fun. This is my secondary thing I do on this channel. Gaming is first on this channel. It always will be. I do want to expand the reactions a little bit. I do want to try to upload a reaction once, maybe even twice a week. Maybe twice a week would be good. But this will always be a gaming first channel. And I know what you're thinking is like, oh, well, come on, you just want to make money off the reactions, right? That's not true. And that's not true for two reasons. One, I couldn't if I wanted to, because I barely got 1,000 subs yesterday, so I barely yesterday qualified to get my partnership back. And even so, considering they seem to be, from what I've seen, a little bit slow at reviewing these things, I might not even get it back for another month. And two, even if I had monetization, most of these videos, most of these reaction videos have copyright claims on them from people who own the product, obviously. So even if I wanted to make money on most of these things, I couldn't. And now what you're thinking, well, hey, wait, aren't, you know, reaction videos supposed to be fair use now? Can't you just file a dispute? Well, I did, and most of them got rejected, so nothing I can do about that. And now to get into the uncomfortable part, there was a lot of people who had some constructive criticism, and I appreciate that. I am not afraid of criticism. I appreciate constructive criticism that I can interact with and stuff that can help make me better. Like, it's like, hey, maybe your the commercial volume was too low, or your mic was too high, you know, or like maybe don't talk as much. It's like, that's all stuff I can work with. But the rest of it was just kind of people just kind of mad, just for really just no good reason other than to be mad at my opinion. And let me state something as someone who made these videos. Straight up, being honest with you guys, my opinion does not matter. Like, my opinion does not matter. It doesn't. Like, I'm just one person, and my opinion shouldn't matter to you, but that goes vice versa. And for the most part, especially if you're just gonna react like a douchebag, your opinion doesn't really matter to me, nor should it. But, like, I don't know I'm trying to decide what I'm dealing with here, and I'm not really sure. Am I dealing with a sensitive audience, or am I dealing with a sensitive subject? um, that being commercials. Do people really take commercials that seriously that they would get so mad that I didn't take the commercials seriously? Because I don't. I already talked about this in my reaction. If you want to see me talk about this a little bit more in depth, I talked about this at the beginning, first like 6 minutes of my recent React video, which was my second look at American children's programs, or British children's programs, I should say. But it's like, do people really take commercials that seriously that they would get that mad over some Americans who, again, whose opinion does not matter at all, take on commercials? It's like people were mad that I interacted with the commercials, that I talked over the commercials. It's like, was a reaction, that's kind of the point, you know? And, there was some where it's like, I like, I don't know, like people thought I was legitimately mad. Like, they thought I legitimately hated these commercials and I was legitimately pissed at them. And I wasn't, man. I wanted to make this reaction entertaining in the best way possible on the fly. Because obviously I'm not just going to fake my reaction, so I wanted to, on the fly, seeing this first time, try to make this entertaining in a way that's still genuine. So it's basically just me taking how I would usually feel and ramping it up a bit for entertainment value. So I saw a narrative developing that a lot of commercials didn't correlate with what they were actually selling. Like, it was just a bunch of random shit and then boom, product. So I decided to make a narrative and try to make an entertaining narrative out of that. And again, if I did not do a good job of that, that's fine. If you didn't find it entertaining, if you didn't get my brand of humor, that's fine. Like, I'm not for everybody. I don't expect everybody to like me. If you don't like me, great, But again, I've said this before, I'll say it again. If I'm not your guy, and you expect, well, first off, if you expect someone who gets cultural references for a country that they've never lived in and known up for commercials they've seen for the first time, then if you expect someone to take these commercials super duper serial and, not really talk so much and just be very respectful and just like, oh, I loved everything about it, and not really give much of an opinion, I'm sure you could find someone like that, but I'm not your guy. Because I don't take this serious, man. It's not a big deal to me. If it is to you, sorry, but it's not to me. It's just not a big deal. I don't care. They're commercials, man. The video was for entertainment. That's basically it. It was for entertainment. I don't care about commercials. It's just for fun. That's basically it. I'm just trying to see stuff I haven't seen before and have fun. That's basically it. And the last thing I wanted to touch on, and I'm not even going to showcase any of these comments because, to be honest, I removed most of them because most of them were just unnecessary, because it was just comments taking shots at me personally, or taking shots at me for being an American, or some couple of weird comments saying that in somewhat way this reflected on I was a douchebag because Donald Trump is my president, which doesn't make any sense to me. I didn't vote for him, but I'm not going to get into American politics. I don't really give a shit that much. But it's like, let me put this, I'm going to put this very bluntly. Okay, I'm going to put this bluntly. I have never been to the UK. Okay? I've never been to any country in the UK. I don't know anything about the countries in the UK, and I don't pretend to. So maybe don't pretend to know anything about mine. Just that. I mean, that sounds fair, right? Maybe just don't pretend to know anything about mine. That's all I'm asking. And I mean, if you're that upset about me not reacting properly to your commercials, that you feel a need to come at me personally and come at my country personally just because I didn't react to commercials the way you wish, you might have issues. Just a little bit. But yeah, you guys, that's going to pretty much do it for me responding to these comments. Again, I don't want you guys to think that all the comments were negative and all that. A lot of them, majority of them, were positive, and I appreciate it. We had I think we just maybe a miscommunication, because maybe it's a cultural difference thing in terms of humor. I'm sure American and British humor is different, and maybe a lot of the people who were negative about it just didn't understand my humor or didn't like my humor. And again, that's fine. Some things just don't connect, you know. And if you didn't connect with me and didn't like it, that's fine. There's somebody else. You can go watch them. Maybe you'll connect with them. You know, that's pretty much all I can tell you. You know, I mean, I'm not going to change my humor. I'm not going to change how I react or anything to suit the needs of some people who didn't like it, because unless it's a legitimate criticism, because I mean, I'm just being me and having fun, man. That's pretty much it. As far as what's coming in the future with his reactions, again, that British, I lost it. That British Christmas commercials, I found it again, is something that's going to come near Christmas time. I actually wasn't sure if I was going to discuss this next one or not, but I feel like I should, just to gauge public opinion. This is actually what I want to hear feedback from you guys on in the comments. Because this might be a terrible idea. I'm just going to flat out say it. This might be an awful idea, but something that Rob mentioned to me was, I believe, my reaction to British politicians, like either just, I forget if it's just like them in general or just like speeches they made or statements they made. And let me again, like I said, I don't know anything about your country. Don't pretend to know anything about mine. That goes both ways. I do not in any way, shape, or form plan to interject my thoughts or opinions into British politics, because I don't care about British politics. I get enough. I don't really even care about American politics, and that's a whole other shit show. But I'm not going to interject any kind of thoughts into that, because it's like, again, I'm not going to, just try to get involved in your guys' politics. I would just basically react to it and give reactions to it without, getting into it and trying to put like something into the, you get what I mean, just something into the politics, because I have no right to do so, because I don't fucking live there. But what I'm worried about is how bad is that comment section going to be at that video? Because I don't think it'll necessarily all be negative towards me. I think it'll more just be a little bit of this between people, just like political arguments, because obviously it's a political video, and where politics go, arguments follow. That's one of the reasons I try to avoid politics. So this might be a terrible idea. I could just turn the comment section off for that video, but I don't want to do that. Because I like getting feedback from you guys, so I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I just don't want to turn the comment section off. I could, but I don't know if I want to do that. So I don't know. Let me guys know what you think, if that's just a terrible idea for me to try to react to British politicians. And if so, then maybe I'll tell Rob that we shouldn't do it. Or I might just do it and say fuck it, but I don't know. But anyway, you guys, that's going to pretty much do it for me responding or reacting or whatever to these comments on British commercials. Again, most of them were positive. There were some bad eggs in there. And again, I'm sure a lot of it was just miscommunication and humor. If you don't like my takes on these, again, I'm sorry, but there's nothing I can do for you. You can go probably just watch somebody else and maybe you'll like them more. There's a lot of good people out there, a lot of fun reactors. And I'm sure if you look, you can find some. But anyway, that's going to do it for my reaction to British commercials. Actually, no, my reaction to the comments on British commercials. You know what I mean. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, be sure to press the like button. If you didn't like it, that's okay. Not everybody's like everybody fan. You press the dislike button if you want to. But if you don't think I'm a complete bastard who wants to stick around for what we're going to feature on the channel, be sure to press the subscribe button. If you want to see what's going to be posted daily on the channel, check the link in the description for the blog, WordPress.com. If you want to check out my Twitch, where I stream every single day, the link that is also in the description, as well as the links to my Twitter and my Patreon if you want to support me. I talk too fast. With that being said, my name is Taffrey16. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't know when the next reaction video is coming. There'll probably be a gameplay video at 6, probably some Slime Rancher. But yeah, I'll see you guys then. Bye, guys.